In today's lesson, or this final lesson, should I say, we built our own RV10s on Plane Maker based on figures given to us. So in the video, I have first off the takeoff of doing a takeoff of this plane. So with the takeoff, I found that it was it was a bit unstable, but it wasn't it wasn't terribly difficult. The only thing is that there didn't feel like there was much power in the engine, especially from going from start of the engine. And it felt like the most of the takeoff was done through the lift on the wings rather than the actual engine throttle, which I feel like makes the plane a bit more unstable, which is probably probably not a good factor. So now we're in cruise. This is just steady level flight, and we're going to now do a climb. And with the climb, I found it was very unstable and very hard to keep steady. And I think that again is due to the larger wing area and the lift changing, and it's causing it to be a bit more difficult to control. And the same with the diving then. I did feel the same. It was probably most likely due to the wings and the lift on the wings, trying to push the plane up and having that actual effect on the plane rather than the throttle or the power in the engine having more effect on it. So now we're going to do some turns. I did some turning as well, and I found the turning not to be as unstable as the climbing and diving. I actually found the turns to be quite stable, and I was able to return to steady level flight almost immediately after the turn, which was good. So I feel like the plane is balanced, other than obviously the larger area, wingspan area and lift. But that's my other turn there. And now I'm going to go into a landing. I did have to use the full video for the landing, so it will be quite a long ending. But in this, I'll talk about as well, like what aspects I think I could be improved. But just in the landing was quite smooth as well. Obviously, it was a bit rough with my own experiences, my own skills, should I say. But in overall, like all in all, the landing was not difficult at all. I think maybe the slight instability towards the end was to do again with the wing area. I think it's mainly the ratio between the area and the actual power in the engine that is the main problem on this airplane. But other than that, yeah, the landing was grand. So what aspects could I think could be improved? I think like in terms of handling, I think it's very unstable with takeoffs, climbing and diving. So I think the ways to improve that would be to either increase the engine throttle or the engine power, or to maybe reduce the wing area slightly. But obviously, it's easier to change the throttle in the engine. And in terms of performance, I think the speed may be a bit fast, but I think that's also just due to keeping the plane in the air. You need the high speeds in order to combat the lift and the kind of not so powerful engine. The power, like I said, is not great at all in this plane. And the range, I think the plane did have a good range as well. So I think yes, the two main things that I'd like to keep change would be the main thing I'd change is the power in the engine. And so that's just the landing there. As I said, it was a bit, little bit unstable, but I was able to land the plane with no scratches or dents or anything. So yeah, that's my plane there.